What's going on, guys? So today we're doing something a little different. We're going to be reacting to some scary animations, but I'm not going to be alone. I'm going to be with CoryXKenshin and you guys. So go subscribe to CoryXKenshin because he's the boss. I love CoryXKenshin. CoryXKenshin. He's been gone for some days or for a while. My hand, look at my veins, bro. Stop changing the subject. But he's been gone for a while. They say he's traveling the world with Dashi. Go subscribe to Dashi too, man. Hopefully, CoryXKenshin, you're watching my video, because I watch yours. And Dashi, you are too. But anyways, before we start the video, yep, I'm using face cam just for y'all in this video. Anyways, I don't have any snacks right now, but I got some water. Hopefully that's okay. You get y'all snacks. Y'all go get some snacks. Enjoy the video. We're not playing Roblox tomorrow or the next day. So I'm making these videos for y'all.
Kind of early for the video, huh? Doesn't start for about, 3 more minutes. Wait. Don't leave yet. Might as well just hang out with me till it gets started. So I want to pitch you guys this idea, alright? You see, I'm all cozied up. Got the little Voltron. Yeah, I'm not tall enough. It was getting cold here in Michigan. October's coming up, and I thought this would be a good time to implement a series where every Sunday we watch some scary videos. I was thinking something like Spooky Scary Sundays. But that's a mouthful. It might be a little too long. You know what you guys think in the description. They can write in the description now, huh? You earned this one. Down in the comments, #SSS, Spooky Scary Sundays. You guys remember when we reacted to that Llama Arts video where your boy got permission? Llama Arts herself, or himself, I don't know what you are, approved and gave us permission to react to their videos, so you don't gotta feel bad. I'm not stealing anything. I got permission. Conscience is clean. I'm thinking every weekend, every Sunday, we can react to some scary videos, some horror animations, creepypastas, whatever y'all want to do. With that being said, I'm gonna get a snack for this. You might as well come with me, right? Now, this is the part where I just would move the camera and then we would be downstairs, but no, y'all, I'm just gonna, I ain't cutting nothing out. I'm just about to just walk with me, I guess. Doing alright this Sunday. Doing some editing. I was rendering a video, actually. I was thinking, while you're here, you could slice that like button for me. I really appreciate it. Some people don't understand how far that goes. And Samurai, we're trying to reach like 4 million subscribers before the end of the year. That'd be incredible. Probably not gonna happen, but I'm thinking some Pop-Tarts or some. You guys like juice boxes? You guys drink those? Capri Suns? Is this too much? Too much? Okay. Let's put this back. Too much? I think I'll just take a water. Alright guys, let's get this started. We got a couple more videos to react to. Got Momo in the back here. Momo, don't even try today. If you want to do your freaking intro, you're gonna have to... How many more times do I gotta sit through that? Alright guys, so this first one is called Fishing Stories Animated. Now, Llama Arts, I'm a big fan. I'ma just say this, so there's no misunderstandings, nothing's getting misconstrued, alright? Your link's down in the description. Llama Arts said that they like my videos, so let's get it. Daryl's Pond. Oh, is that the name of the story? Okay. We'll rock with it.
There used to be a pond about half a mile away from my old house that I would commonly go fishing in. It was nicknamed Daryl's Pond. I still have no idea who Daryl was or why it was called that, but nobody owned it, so people would once in a blue moon go fishing there as well.
Okay.
It was usually me by myself, though. I had dug a pole into the ground where I would tie a noose to and from my small kayak. I'd say it was about 3 in the afternoon when I rowed out to the middle of the pond, the sweet spot for getting a decent catch.
Like,
There was
relaxing.
another person coming out from the trees.
Oh, heck no!
Gave him a
Okay, I'm not gonna be pausing it today, but is that John Scarespector?
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scares here. Hey, what's up, guys? It's Scares here.
coming out from the trees. I waved at him and gave him a smile. He hopped into a small boat floating by the edge of the pond and began to row over to me.
For real?
As he got close enough where trying to speak to him wouldn't come off as obnoxious, I gave him a friendly, "Perfect day, isn't it?" "Yes, absolutely," he said.
I
I
would
didn't
trust
say
you.
anything after that, and I started to feel a bit awkward, as if I were obligated to keep some kind of conversation rolling now.
I hate that feeling.
"So, you come out here to throw some lines?" I asked. "No, I don't actually fish."
What the freak are you doing out here?
"Well, it's never a bad day to relax on the pond," I said. He continued to row closer to me until his boat collided with mine, creating a big thud.
Are you serious?
Genuinely uncomfortable now.
Yo, look at his face. This big old pond out here. And you just want to roll? It's like when dudes go in the bathroom, it's like 50 stalls. You go to one random one, you know, somewhere down the side. And then somebody come in and come to the stall right next to you. It's all this room in here.
I didn't feel threatened, just weirded out.
Nah,
I was only
get away
24
from
years
me.
old. This guy looked like he was late 40s or 50s.
Ugh.
There was an awkward silence. I tried to just act like I was focused on trying to make a catch, but
No.
now that wasn't even on my mind.
I'm getting out the...
This guy was weird. I didn't know what he wanted, and I was uncomfortable being so close to him. I felt him looking at me, or at least in my direction, as I faced halfway to the opposite direction of him. I took a quick glance to my right. Yeah, he was staring at me. I just
Hey, what you doing over there? Catching a little fish? Hey,
decided to be ballsy and lock eye contact with him. After about 4 seconds, he looked away.
Nah,
So,
nah.
where are you from? I asked him.
Why is he trying to talk to him?
Up there. He pointed behind himself in the direction of the woodsy hill leading past the dirt road. "Oh, you live by Suffolk?" I asked. No, I'm not," he said.
Where do you live?
"What made you decide to come out here?" I said. "Why not?" I continued to try and uncomfortably fill the awkward silences that kept coming up.
Leave.
His responses were dry. He didn't contribute anything to what was barely a conversation.
Trying to talk to your crush. Hey, how you doing, girl? Okay.
They're not doing anything, with half a smile on his face, looking either at me or in my general direction throughout. I was creeped out. My heart was racing at this point.
Leave.
Go as far as saying that I was nervous for my life. We were surrounded by trees in all directions in the middle of a pond.
Dude.
I started to row a bit closer to land.
Yeah,
in a
there you
very
go.
low-key kind of way. Trying to
Yeah.
play it off as me just trying to find a better spot to find some fish.
Don't follow me,
I
dude.
was horrified when I saw he was following me.
Oh my god.
What a great day, huh? I felt a shake in my voice. I got close enough to the edge of the pond where I finally told the man, "I think I'm gonna call it a day."
Yeah.
I turned to see his reaction. He was still staring at me, but his smile was gone now.
What do you want?
"I can't let you leave," he said.
Oh, no.
He lifted his flannel to expose a handgun sticking out of his jean. As soon as I could process what I was looking at, I dove out of the boat for land.
Damn,
A whole
yeah.
half-mile uphill through the woods back to my house, and locked every door and window as soon as I made it home. I pulled down the blinds to the dining room window, leaving it open just a crack for peeking outside undetected. It started to get dark out, and I left every light in the house off, still peeking out to the front yard, making sure I wasn't followed.
Nah, I'm going
The
to a
time came
hotel.
when I finally decided I wasn't followed. I realize now, like you, that not calling the police immediately was a huge mistake.
Oh.
I kept my bedroom windows open to let the room air out. My bedroom was on the second floor, so I wasn't worried about being watched through the window. About half an hour after shutting the light and falling under the covers, I heard the sound of leaves crunching from outside.
He found your house?
I sat up to hear it more clearly. It was definitely something walking around out there. Normally I would assume it was a deer or a bear, but after what just happened, I would...
Y'all know what time it is, right? Don't look at me confused. Y'all know what time it is. My man is outside the window. It's only one thing I can do. It's only one thing I can do. Hey, you want to be outside my window? That's cool. That's cool. I got something for you. I got something for you. You want to be outside my window? You about to get this buckshot, baby boy. Now what you trying to do? I'm telling y'all think I be playing over here? Let somebody...
Still in paranoia mode. I sat up as still as a statue, except for my shaking out of fear, waiting as the sounds of the steps stopped. Hey buddy, you up there? Are you trying to sleep? Sorry, I didn't mean to wake you. I felt like 100 pounds just fell directly onto my chest. It was the same voice. I knew it right away.
He's playing.
I didn't make a sound. I crept out of the room quietly downstairs to the kitchen and grabbed the phone, practically crawling on my way out to avoid being seen through the open blinds. I called 911 like I should have earlier in the temporary safety of my bedroom. I made sure to whisper into the phone as I was still hoping that he hadn't yet heard or spotted me. 20 minutes felt like an hour as I sat behind my bed, waiting for the police to arrive in constant fear that I would hear glass breaking from downstairs, or a thud on the back door, or even just a voice again from down below my window outside. The police did a thorough investigation of the property in nearby woods, turning up nothing. They suggested I stay with a friend or a family member for a few days.
You gotta move.
So I did.
You gotta move now.
I never heard from or saw the man again. Still moved a month later. I couldn't deal with the constant fear and paranoia of being watched through my windows.
Thank you for
I
having
feel much
common
more
sense.
comfortable fishing out by the bay now.
Did he get killed by something else? Yo, that story was lit.
Run. Let first blood. Hey, I'm the one sick and bored. You're supposed to entertain me. I actually have something to show you.
Alright guys, this next one is called Hitchhiking Horror Stories Animated. I am an avid non-supporter of hitchhiking. Hitchhiking horror stories.
3 months after I turned 16 in 2005, I got my first car, a 99 Toyota Camry. On a warm Saturday night, when my friend Alex invited me over to one of his friend's big parties, I knew I wouldn't be in a condition to drive the Camry home afterward. We carpooled with Alex's girlfriend, Brianna. We lived in the countryside of Virginia, meaning less big parties. Meaning when there was a big party, it was a huge deal and everyone would go. We lived about 5 to 10 minutes away from this kid's house. I knew where he lived as I was acquainted with him, but not exactly friends. The whole ride there, we took the same 2-lane highway type road through the woods, and this kid's house was actually on this road further down. At certain points on this road, there were a few houses on either side, and then it would just go back to being a long, empty highway again.
Okay.
The house was tiny, like a lot of houses around the area, but the party was held outside anyways, since its closest neighbors were relatively far away, and noise wasn't an issue.
Oh, let's get
I'll skip most of the party up until the point that Brianna, who was...
Hold on, there was... This is something that CoryXKenshin would do, but I'm doing this. So there was... no noise, that's bad. Because that means the killers... or whatever's trying to... or kidnapper that tries to kidnap you. The neighbors can't hear you scream for help. You can't... or you can't reach your phone. Unless you're lucky enough to escape. Alright, I'm done eating. I would put face cam, but y'all wouldn't like it, so I'ma just keep going with the video.
Supposed to be our designated driver, had to suddenly leave for a small family emergency. Alex said it was fine and that we'd find a ride home. Well, fast forward another few hours and another few drinks, and I could barely even walk straight. I checked my watch, and it was like 2 in the morning. I figured it was time to go. I started looking for Alex, but I couldn't find him anywhere. In fact, it seemed like everybody I knew had already left.
Oh no.
I could barely even think straight, but I was still furious at the fact that Alex could have actually left without me. I asked to use the party host's phone and dialed Alex's home number. After 2 tries, I gave up and then realized I shouldn't wake his family up. So, literally not knowing what else to do.
Kind of friend you go to a party with where he'd leave and forget about you. It's 2 a.m. Narrator is toasted. He can't drive home. He don't know nobody else at the party. If y'all ever go to a party and you drunk and you just can't get a ride home, you don't got cash for Uber, call me before you hitchhike, alright? Oh, you need my cell phone number? Alright, it's 73 800-588-2300
Today, I dizzily stepped out onto the road and began walking back home. I knew this walk would take anywhere from half an hour to an hour in my condition. Maybe after 15 minutes of walking down the road, the slight shine of car headlights on the road was fading in from behind me. Jumping for joy inside, I lifted up my arm and stuck out my thumb.
Why?
As the car neared, it slowed down and came to a
You
stop.
never know who is pulling up.
The man driving the 98 Ford Explorer rolled down the window and asked where you headed. I told him my house was just down the road and beyond a right turn, probably slurring my words beyond comprehension.
You know he drunk.
He chuckled and told me to hop in. I thanked him and joyously hopped into the truck. I was exhausted, and I remember completely disregarding things the guy was asking me because I was so close to just passing out. And that's what happened.
No.
The memories of being in that truck turned to a fog, as I'm sure I passed out.
You passed out in his car? Oh my gosh, this dude can take him anywhere.
The next thing I remember, I woke up still in the moving truck. The guy looked at me and laughed, but didn't say anything. I looked around.
What are you laughing at?
The road we were on wasn't familiar. I nervously asked, where are we going? He then said, so what were you doing out this late anyway?
Answer my question.
As the man answered my very straightforward question with another irrelevant question, the sobering reality of the situation hit me. You can let me out anywhere, I told the man. The man
You have no idea where you are.
No. I felt like throwing up as he said that. No, I really actually felt like I was going to throw up. I started to gag as I felt more and more nauseous by the second.
Yeah.
The man took his eyes off the road to look at me, and that's when I thought of the perfect distraction. I turned in his direction as I continued to gag, and he started to kind of lean away and slow down the car.
He like, he kidnapped some dude. He started freaking barfing. He's like, dude next to him. I just started spazzing. My dude be like,
Thankfully, I drank as much.
My dude be like,
Thankfully, I drank as much as I did because I finally threw up and made a point of doing it all over the man's lap. The man yelled in frustration and stopped the car, and that's when I took it upon myself to run for my life into the woods and duck behind a few bushes.
He hit him with the throw-up finesse.
He came following into the woods with a flashlight, and on 2 separate occasions, he shined the light straight over me without noticing. Eventually, I heard his footsteps walk even further into the woods past me. That was when I ran back to his truck, but unfortunately, he was smart enough to lock it.
Oh, freak.
By some miracle, I saw another car approaching in the distance, and I ran out into the middle of the street, waving my arms like a lunatic.
Yes.
The car tried to avoid
could be a
me,
killer,
but I
though.
wouldn't let it. They were forced to stop, and I yelled at them to help me before they came back. Once I told them that I was kidnapped by the man who was driving that Ford Explorer, the driver agreed to give me a lift. Not to the police station or anything, but to my house. I made it back safely where I couldn't thank the driver enough.
Thank you.
I immediately woke up my parents and told them. My dad wanted to know if I got his tag number. And then I felt like punching myself in the face. I failed to get the simplest information from the guy that would have allowed me to actually properly report him.
Dang.
All I knew was that he drove a faded blue 99 Ford Explorer. I made sure to give Alex a piece of my mind, and part of me always held a grudge against him ever since, just for abandoning me at a party without telling me.
When I see you at school tomorrow, you getting creamed. Take that as you will.
Much better.
I haven't seen him in 4 years now, however, and this was actually the first time I even thought about this incident for almost a year now. As time goes on, even the worst of memories may start to fade. But after writing this to share with the internet, it's once again fresh in my mind.
You dumb. I just remembered something.
Music. Yo, clap that up. Mama Arts and Mr. Nightmare, which I learned is the narrator, or the narrator. It's like a two-hit combo. Mr. Nightmare is dope at the freaking narration, and then Llama Arts just brings it to life. Y'all want to do one more? All right, let's just do one more.
Yeah, do one more.
I don't know how long Spooky Scary Sundays videos are gonna be. This is just the first episode of the series, alright? If y'all want a weekly, Spooky Scary Sundays, like button down there. This last story is called Babysitting Stories Animated.
It was during a blizzard in Valley Stream. I was getting paid $250 to watch some couple's kid while they went away for the weekend.
Hey.
His name was Matthew. This took place on the first night, which was a Friday night. Matthew was already supposedly asleep while I was in the living room watching a movie. I got a knock at the door.
What the frick are you watching?
And looked at the clock. It was close to midnight. There was no way I was opening it. Not even 10 seconds later.
Open the door! Oh my God! Could you imagine it being like midnight? And then somebody just at your freaking front door like, open the door!
I heard the sound of 2 or 3 men angrily.
Low battery.
10 seconds later.
Let me stop.
Open the door!
I heard the sound of 2 or 3 men angrily banging on the door, telling me to open up. I felt I took a peek through the blinds, and there was somebody standing right on the other side of the window.
Oh my God!
I fell back in fear, and after managing to get back on my feet, I ran to the kitchen phone first thing to call the police. They said because of the weather, it could take a while for an officer to get here. I was told to take the child and hide somewhere until an officer arrived. They wanted to keep me on the line, but I wasn't thinking clearly in the heat of the moment and hung up. However, it wasn't until I ran through the living room that I realized the banging had stopped.
What?
I took a second peek through the living room window. Nobody was there now.
Oh my gosh, where are they? Oh!
I heard the sound of glass shattering from a few rooms over. My knees started to feel weak as I realized they had just broken the window and were about to climb into the house. I had to run to get Matthew. I couldn't just leave without him. Of course, when I got upstairs, there was no time left to run back downstairs, as I already heard footsteps and laughter coming from downstairs.
Oh my
I covered
God.
Matthew's mouth with my hand as I ran with him into his toy closet. A few minutes dragged on to what felt like half an hour as we sat there in the dark closet. Matthew began to squeal as footsteps on the carpet reached the outside of his bedroom door. There was more than one person. They came inside.
No.
There weren't many places to hide in this room.
Oh my gosh.
I was actually reflecting on my whole life, so sure I was gonna die. We heard the sound of a police siren outside, even from in the closet. And then I heard one of the men in the room mutter, "Aw, sh." I opened the door back up as I heard at least 3 pairs of footsteps hurriedly rushing down.
The police got there in about a hot 7 seconds. Let that have been Detroit, Michigan. Good luck. We'll be there in about 45 minutes.
Stairs. They didn't get far, as the police later found their footprints in the backyard, leading to our shed. There were 5 men in total, and they were all arrested.
5?
Okay.
Oh,
Alright,
this
guys.
one's creepy. Why, his name is Maxie. I already know. Guys, that's
the
gonna
end
do
of
it for
the
this
video.
week's Spooky Skip.
Right there. I'll see you guys in the next reaction. So, bye. End this.